So there's three shots that people talk about in terms of coffee. You've got the Ristretto, the Espresso, and the Lungo. So what are these different shots, and do they make a big difference to the overall coffee that you make in the end? Ristretto is essentially a restricted coffee, so it would be half of your typical espresso shot. There wouldn't be very much coffee in there at all. Then you come to the espresso shot, which is the regular shot that you would put in an espresso cup, which is certainly more than a ristretto. In most cases, it's about twice the size of a ristretto. We could be nerdy and we could specify specific milliliters, but I think everyone wants to experiment themselves. So rather than give you a rigid formula to follow, it's best that we just understand the principles behind this, and then we can brew the coffee to our exact specifications. And a Lungo is a much longer shot, so it's probably about double an espresso shot. So the Lungo shot would be rather bitter tasting, so that's certainly suitable for certain types of beverage, whereas the Ristretto shot gives the coffee a lot more flavour, a lot more body, and brings out a lot more from the actual beans. Most people though will just go with that middle shot. It's a middle ground. It gives you the best elements of the coffee bean itself in terms of flavour. You get a decent amount of caffeine with that middle espresso shot. So another critical thing to bear in mind between the Ristretto, the espresso and the Lungo shots is the key thing is the extraction time. You're using the same amount of coffee grinds, the same weight, but you're extracting over a longer period of time, so more water is going through those coffee grinds, causing this extraction to take place. So one thing you would need to do is just adjust the coarseness of the grind. So the Ristretto shot is a very short extraction, so in order to maximize the delivery of particles or flavour or the taste profile from the coffee grind, you need that fine grind, so the water is in contact with as much of the coffee as possible through that short period of time. The espresso shot is really the regular espresso grind that you would do. And for the Lungo shot, because the extraction time is much longer, you need to make the grind a little coarser, and that coarse grind can prevent some of the bitterness from coming through into the final coffee you get. So in terms of caffeine content, the initial Ristretto shot has very little caffeine in it. The espresso shot probably has about 3 times the amount of caffeine as the Ristretto shot, and the Lungo shot probably has about 4 or 5 times more than the Ristretto shot. There's a direct correlation between the amount of caffeine extracted and the duration of the coffee shot itself. I hope that's been able to just clear up some of the confusion about these coffee terms, and you can just understand what these shots are. Certainly experiment with each of the shots. Try making your favorite cappuccino or flat white with a Ristretto shot and compare the taste with a Lungo shot, and just see if you like that. Some people have a very specific preference with one over the other, and others don't really mind. They've not really got a preference. And again, it's going to be down to the bean you choose, the roast, and the quality of the grind. So please boot that like button. That really does help us to get out there. We'd hate you to miss out on what we've got brewing. We'd hate you to have trouble brewing. So please subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on all the great coffee content we've got coming up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in this next video.